It's all about you with WYOU Interactive.
Welcome back. Our interactive topic tonight, the race for the 113th Legislative District. As we went to break, we heard some comments made by Representative Shimkus, and he said it's mudslinging and it's a personal attack because you can't attack the record, but you say you are attacking the record.
It is about his public record, and it's about his commitment and his promise to the people in 2006 that he was going to get down and fix a broken Harrisburg. And I believe at this point what he's become is a symbol for the failed reform class of 2006. And I say this not for any personal reasons, but because of the public record. Because initially, when we looked at the transcript and his sworn testimony and compared it to the public record, when you say you're convalescing in troop for a period of 5 to 6 weeks, and throughout that entire period of time, you're submitting per diems down in Harrisburg for that same 5 to 6 weeks period. You can't be in two places at once. So that's why we called into question those per diems. And as we recently found out, Mr. Shimkus has submitted per diems for 27 Sundays. Now, 27 Sundays when the House is not in session, when Mr. Shimkus is also a minister, and he's tending to his flock on Sundays, and he's going down 27 times and taking $152 of the taxpayers' money. I think that's clearly abuse of the per diem system, and that is about his public service record.
You're saying it's abuse. You're doing everything except calling him a liar. Do you think he's a liar, Kevin?
Well, you can't be in two places at once, Eric. And you know, his sworn testimony was one thing, and the public record bared something else out.
All right, let's go to the phones. Carrie from Scranton Online. Carrie, welcome to the show.
Hi there. Kevin, I have a question for you. Do you support teachers' right to strike?
Yes, I do. I think it's important. I think there's a lot of different ways to avoid teacher strikes, though. I think consortiums with regard to health care is a big thing that we could do. I think we should bid out contracts for health care so that we get the best price health care that we can for our teachers and for small businesses. But I think one of the critical issues with regard to teacher strikes comes down to health care. And different school districts within the 113th have different plans. And I think there has to be a more level playing field with regard to health insurance, and I think you're going to see that save the taxpayer a lot of money.
Healthcare, a big issue in the state on the whole. How do you address it, especially in a state where, you know, the budget, the revenues, there's a shortfall? Yeah. Can you address the issue of healthcare in the state without raising taxes?
Well, I think you can, and I think the first place you have to look is at the excess with Blue Cross and Blue Shield. There's a $600 million surplus, and that money is money that should either go back to the taxpayer in reducing their health care costs, or we have to, as John Udicek had proposed, legislation. He's the leader of the Democratic caucus here in Pennsylvania in the Northeast, and he wants to create a consumer advocate. So they could fight for people that aren't insured, fight for people that aren't being covered with pre-existing conditions, and people that are having problems with health care. So I think there's a lot we could do without raising taxes.
Let's go right back to the phones. Maureen from Scranton on the line. Maureen, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I had a question for Mr. Murphy on per diems. I was watching the debate that was live on TV the other night, and he said that on the per diems he was looking for a full disclosure. My question to Kevin is, on the per diems, does that mean that you would be willing to submit receipts for your expenditures?
I think it's very important for the state legislature to make sure that there's open, honest, and transparent government. I think one way you do that is by exceeding the ethical standards that they already have set within the state legislature. And what I propose to do is list all of my per diems online, list all of my expenditures online for my offices, and anything else that dealing with taxpayer dollars.
Receipts available online. I want to squeeze one more call. We're almost out of time, Kevin.
Sure.
Nancy from Scranton on the line. Welcome to the show. Nancy, are you there? All right, Nancy's not there at this point. Let me ask you this. You talk a lot about reform. What are 3 things you would do to overhaul the ethics in legislature?
Well, I think one thing is that we have to provide an opportunity for more access to public records, expand the amount of public records that are accessible to the public. I think they should be online. I think the expenses for legislators should be online. And I think any time that you're going to spend the taxpayers' dollars, those appropriations should be online so that people could see whether or not their tax dollars are being spent properly.
Putting up on the web, Kevin Murphy, thanks for being